Boom. And we are underway. We are back.
We are live. Bruce Buffer style. We are live.
We aren't live,
No.
but we are back.
Yeah.
You're
You're
back.
always live kind of when you're like on the podcast so because you can listen to when you want. It's kind of like in the moment, you know.
That's true. Okay, yeah. But in this case, for YouTube, for everyone watching here right now, we recorded this. So this isn't Wally back again.
It is back again.
No,
Sounds
it's not.
better. I flew back again. That's 18,000 miles now I've covered to come back.
Where's Wally? Episode 3.
It's actually on as well. I actually looked it up earlier on. I googled it. I didn't Yahoo it. I googled it. And Where's Wally we can't use because of legal reasons. But we're going to spell it Where's Wally, like W-E-R-Z.
Perfect.
That's how we pronounce it in Ireland. Where's Wally? You know, it's a real Irish way of saying it. So
Nice.
it's Where's Wally? So W-E-R-Z Wally. So we'll call it special.
It's good for me to know that
Yeah,
because
there you
I
go.
gotta write it down. So
Where's
it's good.
Wally? I'll write it
Excellent.
down for you. There you go.
Excellent. All right. So we're back again. Why are we back again?
We're back because we had dinner.
We did.
We had the poutine, is it?
Puts in, yeah.
Poutine.
Yeah.
We had some poutine, like steak, cheese, gravy, and the fries, and the kind
Burger?
of potato, yeah.
Yeah.
The burger's still remaining,
yeah.
actually. I have that for after Ringside Report. But so we had that, and then we were talking, and we thought, well, we didn't actually cover 13 Reasons Why, which is another show that we both like, and we didn't cover SummerSlam.
We didn't get your thoughts on it.
Yeah, and because it's, you can't really have a double 2 episodes, so you need 3. It needs to be kind of a series
Yeah,
of episodes. So
I
if you enjoyed
agree.
the first 2, you might want to watch another one.
I agree.
Of our thoughts. So, what we talk about first, SummerSlam or 13 Reasons?
We'll go 13 Reasons.
Okay, you can start it off, kick it off.
Well, I enjoy the show very much,
Mhm.
as I think a lot of people who
Yeah.
watched past the Wrestling Uncensored episodes know. I thoroughly enjoy both seasons. I'm very happy that the 3rd season has been announced, and I cannot wait. Now, the 1st season, a lot of criticism. 2nd season, again, a lot of criticism. Your thoughts on this? Like,
I don't think the criticism's just. I think people will kind of complain about anything. You know, I think it was handled very well. I think there's some very serious issues and topics within 13 Reasons for anyone who's seen it. But I think it's handled tastefully. It's like they show stuff kind of in a graphic way, but they show things in a serious way to make you want to kind of look through your fingers and maybe look away from the TV. But that's the reality of it. It's something that's not nice. It's not a nice thing. And I think if they kind of didn't show that and they kind of tried to make light of it, well, then I'd have a problem. I'd say, look, it's a really serious topic and it should be shown that way. You know, it's like there's so many films out there. Like when you see like that are much more graphic than that. We
Right.
see stuff that you go, oh God, I can't look at that, and not even for such serious topics. So as serious as 13 Reasons was, I think they needed to show it in the way they did, and I think they handled it tastefully. And they showed the reasons why, 13 of them, why you should speak up and talk if you're having problems, or if something happens to you, you should tell people, and how you should listen to people. Like, do you mean when the principal kind of turned her away, he didn't handle it properly, and I like the way they show you how he should have handled things, you know. And then if even one person out there can learn from watching it of how they could handle a situation if they were approached and told these details, I think it's worth making, you know.
well, that was one of the most gripping scenes I think of season 2, is when like the counselor's on trial
Yeah.
and he's talking about how it went down between him and Hannah, and how he just regrets it, and like he has to live with that regret for the rest of his life, and like regardless of that he followed like the rules, whatever, it wasn't enough, and he knows it wasn't enough, and he has to live with that. It's rough. Like that scene right there, wow, that was extremely powerful. I think we
That
have
could be
someone
AJ.
invading the show.
Yeah, he's could be AJ arriving.
More than likely.
Kind of crazy.
He might be on his way.
AJ might be on the way. What's he saying? Read it out live on air.
Hold on. No, I think we're getting tweets now about the smoked meat. Actually,
Nice.
yeah. Someone said it. Yeah, and this is
Who said it?
at WWE_WWF_junkie
Junkie.
wrestling junkie. Because I had tweeted, we're showing off the Montreal cuisine that we're having. You know, smoked meat puts in, and steak puts in, and hamburgers, of course, with Pepsi. And he wrote back, "Am I the only one who was turned off by the smoked meat puts in? Called me old-fashioned, but I like my puts in with fries, cheese, and gravy. Nothing extra needed." Now I understand that we had the choice, but it's like, well, that's fine. But like, when you get to have smoked meat in Montreal and puts in, I thought, well, let's go all the way. And steak is amazing.
Yeah, you have steak with anything. Like, I mean, he said he likes just with the gravy, the cheese, whatever. But like you can have steak with like cornflakes. You can have steak with coffee. You can have steak with chocolate. You can have steak with puts in. It goes with everything, you know. I'm always have room for steak. You probably do too, Johnny.
Oh yes. Yeah. It's funny. We're not live, but we're getting like live tweets.
Yeah,
that's the fun part about this. Also, at Hedstrom Bacon, John Hedstrom.
John's coming tomorrow night, isn't he?
I believe so.
Nice.
And if you're watching this, he
John
already
has
showed
a
up.
picture of bacon actually on this thing, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
There you go. He probably have bacon on his.
Oh, he loves food. I'm almost positive about that. But he tweeted to us, "Don't forget the bagels." And yeah, I did forget the Montreal bagels. I apologize. Yeah, we didn't get bagels, unfortunately.
Tomorrow's another day.
That's true. Tomorrow is another day. But
I'm here till Monday, so I'm definitely gonna have a couple of more meals before I leave. So
I guess we gotta remember that bagels.
Yeah.
We forgot about that. So yeah, sorry for that little distraction, sidetrack, but that was fun.
With the game on in the background as well, Hamilton are
we're getting destroyed right now.
mauling
The
Montreal.
Alouettes.
35-3.
It's not a good debut for John.
That's
Mandel.
all just down the road as well.
Yeah, we saw a lot of Alouettes jerseys. I got my Pringle jersey still for Alouettes. It's been a long time since Mike Pringle played, but
Montreal are playing better now though.
well, they're playing better after getting destroyed 28-0. Now, okay, they put on 3 points, and Mandel's trying, but they got a lot of work. But oh well, that's growing pains of a struggling team. That's Montreal. That's Montreal in a nutshell. Montreal sports teams.
My home team won 5-0. Bohemians. Back in Ireland.
I'd be very happy right now.
Yeah, I'm happy enough.
But going back to 13 Reasons Why. Now, you say like you don't mind the controversy, and you say it was tasteful, but talking about pretty much the finale, which was the rape scene, which involved Tyler, when they put the broomstick up his butt.
Yes, that was a bit. That actually happened in a program in Ireland as well called Love Hate,
Okay.
which I recommend everyone watching. If you want to see what Dublin's like, it shows you all around from where I'm from and where we grow up and stuff, and it's about gangland crime.
Okay.
So it's basically like gangsters, but in Ireland it's known as gangland. And one of the scenes in it at the very end is one of the guys in prison actually gets that done to him.
That's horrific.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and even though your man in the series wasn't a likable guy, he was a character that kind of was a bad.
Oh, I hated him.
Yeah.
I despised him a lot.
Yeah, it's still the same as in Love Hate. Like it was just like even though you didn't like the character, what happened to Fran, you still kind of went, oof. You didn't feel good about it.
Well, it's just it gives you this sick feeling in your stomach, and you kind of wanted to throw up a little bit.
Yeah. And then I kind of pushed him towards like the end of the series. Obviously, going with the gun, he kind of lost it a bit. He was like,
I understand why you would go with the gun after that. Yeah, it made sense. So again, the build, everything made sense, and like as much as it it pained me to see that rape scene, like I think it was the right move.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it needed to be put in. I think kind of just to show like what would it take to make him push him over the edge. Because he kind of. There's a lot of things throughout the series that were kind of making him kind of like that you kind of say, oh, that's sad for him, kind of like the people didn't want to be his friend, and people were pushing him away, and even people who used to be his friend were telling him no, the girl he liked ended up going out with someone else. It all kind of...
Well, that's his own fault though.
Oh, 100%. 100% it was his own fault. He was the making of his own demise, really. But you still felt a bit for him. I kind of still felt sorry for him, but you kind of think, look, he's trying, at least he was trying to turn his life around and be better, and then it just... No matter how hard he tried, things just kept kind of going bad for him,
It's just bullying in general to see that. Like it's sickening.
Yeah.
And it's sad, but that's what high school was. It still is today, and it's not right. But I'm glad there's a show like 13 Reasons that shows this.
Yeah, and the acting's good as well. Like all the actors and actresses, like they picked, the casting was very, very good.
Well, I know, David criticized Hannah's performance, but she was like nominated for like an Emmy, if I'm not mistaken. So
Well.
she can't be that bad.
Yeah. No, I thought she was okay. I think she was good. She was decent.
Obviously, I like Clay a lot. I think Clay's fantastic.
Clay's really good. Yeah, Clay's excellent. And what's the guy's name? The guy who was living with him. He's gonna die. Justin. Yeah, I thought Justin was very good.
Well, especially in
As
season
was
2.
Bryce. Yeah, Justin was really good in season 2, playing because he was acting like he was addicted to drugs and he was trying to get back off them, and just showing how he's swaying in between being an addict and not being an addict, and just trying to come off them and turn his life around. I think he played that role really well, like for someone probably who'd never maybe gone through that himself in real life.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has, but he was very good. He captured it well.
Well, that's tough too. Like heroin, like a lot of people don't come back from that. I don't know if you remember like Reed Flair, like Ric Flair's son.
Yeah.
He got on heroin and that ended his
That was
life.
that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, same like in Dublin, like we'd have a problem with that, like, and people who usually go down that route, that's just that. That's the end, like.
Like they try, but they're never able to recover.
Yeah.
It's sad, and like it kind of feels that way with Justin. The way the season ended, like he hasn't kicked that addiction.
No, because even Clay tells him he's going to help. His family want to adopt him, and everything's going perfect.
Right.
And you see him sitting in the room. He looks at the drugs, and you think, okay, he's going to throw it in the bin, and think, no, it's not worth it. And no, he takes it.
Yeah, I know. It just seems like it's going to get worse, but that's the interesting part. I mean, there's a lot of build up for season 3. What's going to happen? Like Hannah's gone now too. They've completely done that part
Which
of the story.
I think is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if she mightn't necessarily be completely gone. She might appear every now and then. It could be 2 series. If they might make a 4th and 5th series, she might appear like as a thought. Clay could be thinking something someday, and she might appear to him, and he'd be thinking, like a flashback, you know what I mean? Because she won't be really there, but
Right.
So I think she still might appear every now and then, but I think they should move away from that storyline. I think the way they've kind of moved it towards that guy, what's his
Towards
name?
Tyler.
Towards Tyler. As you can tell, I'm terrible with names. What's your name again?
You're like Dave now.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So Tyler, it's like he, they're moving it kind of towards him, because the very last scene he shows up to high school and he's looking to get revenge on people who have done him wrong, and he has the gun and he's ready to do it, and Clay, being the good guy he is, comes out and stands in front of him and basically says, "Don't do this. Like there's other options." And even at that point of the program, I wasn't sure what was going to happen. But Dave was actually going to know the ending then, because Dave never finished it.
Well, will we ever finish Where's Wally? Who knows?
Yeah. Where's Wally?
I mean, the last episode, I don't know if he survived the last one, so.
I think he's going to watch them. Sure. I've listened to hundreds of episodes a day, so he has to watch these.
I think he only listened to it just in case we were bashing him.
If we put him over, okay, we're going to put Dave Simon over at the end of this episode again, so you might want to watch till the end.
Oh, we haven't put him down at all. We just
we'll put him over again, even better.
Yeah. Well, this is here because of him, right?
Yeah,
he put it all together. He's the mastermind behind it all.
He's the Vince. He is Vince of this.
Yeah, in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's not the Vince behind 13 Reasons Why, that's for sure.
But he never finished it, so he didn't know. He's going to know now what happens.
Well, not like he cares anyway.
Tony pulls up in the car.
Well, I guess, he doesn't know about Tony and all that. But that's fine.
And he thought he was a ghost as well, at some stage, didn't he?
Well, that's it. I mean, explain this ghost Tony theory that you have.
I just think, I know, I read it online a bit as well after that people think that Tony could be a ghost. I heard Dave say it. They thought it was unusual, but I just think it's like, if anyone's seen Fight Club, where you kind of see the scenes where there was a certain incident happened in the film, and then at the very end it shows you what was the reality.
Right.
So the guy might be there and you see him punching someone, but when it looks at it, he was actually just hitting the wall, there was no one even there or whatever. I can't remember the exact scenes, but
Right.
I think it might be the same with Tony. I think people think, but Tony was on trial. You see the jury asking Tony questions, but that might just they might do a flashback where they show you what the scene looked like. Tony won't be there, and it'll be someone else sitting there reading Tony's story, because I'd say I have a feeling Tony might have done what Hannah done, except back a few years ago. And when you see Hannah's mum talking to Tony, it's like she's kind of almost like talking out loud, like to herself, even though it doesn't sound like she's talking to herself. She's kind of talking to the person, as if Tony, why would she have done that? Like, why? What's all this? Like, she's almost looking for answers. The same way, same way. Clay does. Like, Clay openly talks to Hannah and no one kind of questions it, no one kind of goes, that's weird, sure, Hannah's gone? Like, why is he talking to her?
See, that was a problem I had with season
Yeah.
2, was that problem that Clay had was never addressed. I guess he solved it because he stopped seeing her, I guess, but he had an issue, and maybe I think one or two people were like, hey, what are you doing, you know? But that never really was resolved beyond just him deciding that, well, I'm just not going to see you, that's it, you know, but you're always in my mind. That's pretty much all we got.
Yeah.
But no one actually called him out on it, really. So I was very surprised about that.
Yeah, I think it's just they wanted to write a kind of a line under Hannah because I think they want to kind of move in a different direction with the show now. I think
Right.
they might like the same way there's another program over in Ireland, the UK. You might have seen Skins.
Mm-hmm.
They used to do it like where there was a based on a certain amount of characters for 2 seasons, and after 2 seasons they went a completely different direction with a whole new set of characters, but the whole story kind of stayed, kind of, if you get me, but it was different
Right.
characters and same kind of area and things. But I think they might be trying to like keep a certain core of characters in it, and if they make a 4th series, you might even see like 1 or 2 other characters drift off out of it. They might get killed off, or like Justin might end up in and just like never recover, and he could die at the end of the 3rd series. But then you'll see other characters come through. A bit like Bryce's girlfriend. I think she came into it this series. She wasn't in it the 1st series.
That's true, yeah.
So I think as long as they have good storylines, they can cover so many other topics, because they might always, I'd say, touch back on the Hannah story.
Oh yeah,
Things
for
will
sure.
always come back on that. Like that'll always be the number 1 story on it. But they might move in a different direction. They might show you Bryce moving to his new school. You mightn't even really see Clay and all of the next series. They might just drop all of that or something. Do you know what I mean? And just show you
Clay's like the star
main
of the
guy.
show, yeah.
But you never know. They might just move away for the first couple of episodes. You might be going like, how come they aren't showing up? They're just literally showing Bryce in his new school, and then they go back to it.
Well, I found like when season 2 started, besides like the moments they had where Clay was seeing Hannah, the focus didn't seem like it was too much on Clay. It felt like that was kind of the side story. The main story was the trial.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like season 2. And Clay eventually was pretty much the main thing after the trial was over.
Yeah.
And they focused mainly on Clay and Hannah and like how that's, you know, he has to move on. Now we're in this new direction with them. Which is, I think, the right thing to do, because there's only so much you could do with like Clay and Hannah considering she's gone. But like in the dance scene that we saw, like he's always going to be thinking about her.
Yeah.
And like there's nobody else for him. Like that girl Sky, whatever, like, you know.
Well, he could meet someone then eventually that, like Sky was just, I think, someone that helped him forget.
Not really, like, you know, like
for
he
a
was making,
short time.
He was making out with her and he saw
Yeah.
Hannah, like.
But for a short time, maybe, like when he kind of first met her, he thought this could be someone who I could have a future with, and kind of wanted it, but he was more like trying to force it. So he was trying to like trying to really use her to push Hannah's memory out.
Yeah,
maybe
he
when
kind
becomes
of
comfortable.
He mentioned that, yeah.
Yeah, so when he becomes comfortable maybe with maybe losing Hannah, and he might meet someone that like he really likes, it'll make it kind of easier. I still think she'll always appear in the show, like throughout. Maybe might only be once a season. It could be the last episode of the next season. She might come out of nowhere and just appear.
Right.
And I think that's why I think the Tony thing. Going back to the Tony thing, that's why I think he could easily be a ghost, because they talked to Hannah like the way they did, and I think just Tony just doesn't add up. He just doesn't look right in the show. He stands like a sort on his hair. It's
Right.
slicked back like you would have worn maybe in the 70s.
Yeah.
The scenes where Clay is watching him beat up people, but that could have been a flashback again.
Right.
He's looking at an area like you like when you drive. It's a bit like when you drive past somewhere that you would remember. Oh, something happened. Like even when we were on our walk through Montreal last night, and you were saying, oh, like I went to college there, and you might have remembered something that happened there or something like that. You know, how you have a visual.
Yeah.
Whereas when that happens in TV, obviously they can't just have you staring into space because you wouldn't even know what you're thinking about. So they actually replay what you're thinking in your head as a
Right.
scene. So when he's picturing Tony beating someone up, or he sees it, you think, oh, that's happening now. But there's no clock to tell you that is happening. That could be just a flashback. He's remembering, oh, maybe that's why Tony. Maybe, see, Clay mightn't know why Tony did it. Clay mightn't have a clue why his friend, or why someone in the past, Tony, did it. Maybe it'll come out a reason why Tony maybe killed himself back 10, 20 years ago, or whenever it happened, and that everyone in the school just doesn't talk about it. The fact that they've opened up now and talked about the Hannah thing more.
Right.
Maybe in the next season that's what will happen. They'll come out and start talking about why did Tony do it, like why did that guy Tony, and then I don't know. It sounds like a weird theory, but
It's weird, but
yeah.
you know.
And his car even, like his car doesn't look like anything that you see in the show. It looks old, or it looks like a nice car, but
Right.
it doesn't fit in. His hair doesn't fit in. The fact that he hangs around with Hannah's mum's weird. He's always calling in all the time, and
Yeah.
I think that's why maybe he is calling. He's not actually physically calling in. She's just remembering. She's trying to remember Hannah, and then she's probably calling on Tony to try and find out, do you
Right.
know why? And just talk. It's like just talking to someone who maybe a loved one who you lost. Do you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
maybe that's what it's going to try and show. I just have a feeling that I've been wrong with these things before, or I thought they in programs, but I just think he doesn't add up. He just doesn't look like the way like everyone else in the show has a purpose, a place. He seems to just suddenly appear out of nowhere at a locker with his bag over, and he's looking over at something happening and talking to someone randomly. It just doesn't really. It's just strange. Like
Yeah.
the whole boxing thing was weird and all as well. That like, I think the way I see it is, if you took Justin out of the show, there'd be a gap. You'd kind of say, well, he needs to be in it for that reason. You took Tony out. There's no real reason for him to be there. Like he isn't in any. He's never the center part of any part of the storyline.
Well, I mentioned to you like off camera,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the tapes. Like
Yeah.
he gave Clay the tapes. He kind of started this all in motion.
True, but that could have been the fact that again, he might have physically. You see him physically handle the tapes, so that could have been kind of an image where the tapes were left in a place maybe that he knew he'd find them, or something. Maybe something that like that Clay might have known. Like Tony could have been even Clay's brother or something from years ago or something. Do you know, kind of way they might have been relatives. He might have been a young baby when Tony died or something like that, and they could have been in Tony's room that no one ever goes into, and he went in and found them or something. Like that's why I think it might be like the Fight Club thing, where they're going to show you. It could be an entire series even, or it could be an episode. It could be an episode that just gets thrown in out of nowhere, and all of a sudden you're like it could start off the episode where they're actually at Tony's funeral. And you're like, this is weird. Why do they look so old? Like, or the mother looks really young. What's this? This is really strange.
Right.
Why? Who's Tony? And then you realise, oh my god, this is a flashback episode. This is like a prequel, almost. Do you know what I mean? Of what happened to Tony, and then it'll all link in that the school always had a problem, that he was getting picked on, because they show you that he's into guys,
Right.
so maybe he got picked on for being the tough guy. I think he was from a family of his brothers were kind of seen to be like tough guys, and they were kind of like respected in the area, and maybe he was getting picked on for being into guys, and maybe that's why he ended up doing it to himself. He could have killed himself over that, maybe back in the 80s, and the school covered it up and tried to make it like something it wasn't, and I don't know. This could actually, we could look back on this video in a couple of years and laugh and go, that was nothing to do with it. Tony's a full-blooded character, he's in it, he's alive, but if it isn't, at least it's on tape.
Well, it's a very interesting theory, and you know, who knows?
Yeah.
Because like I wasn't expecting a lot of what happened in season 2 to go down the way it went down.
Yeah.
Like they kind of changed a lot of what you thought happened in season 1, especially like how, with the trial and with Hannah. Like her story kind of changed a bit because there's what she tells on the tapes, and then there's what the other kids tell.
Yeah.
So. And the parents as well, like they kind of changed. Like you didn't know like they were separated.
Yeah.
So that, in my opinion, that's what cost him the trial. Was the fact that the parents weren't together, the fact that Hannah knew that her dad was cheating on her mom.
Yeah.
I think that definitely damaged their case without question. The fact that Hannah was having sex with Zach. Like, that really threw a lot of things off. The fact that there's just a lot about Hannah you had no idea about, it just, they needed it for the show because it would have just felt like season 1 all over again. But it changed how you look at certain characters. And obviously the Bryce stuff, you found out what he said in the trial was false. So it didn't happen. He didn't have sex with Hannah. But, you know, it made you wonder.
Yeah. What would you do for series 3?
Oh, it's really tough right now. I mean, I think a lot has to focus on Clay. It seems like we're going more towards gun violence now in schools instead of like suicide. But I think the idea of suicide's always there, and I think drugs more than likely with Justin. We're going to see a lot with that.
What year are they in? We were saying that earlier. Like, what year are these guys in? Like, you're like, it's like.
We're not senior year yet, that's for sure.
It hasn't said. I think they're kind of keeping it, holding it off, aren't they? So then you kind of they'll probably let us know kind of when it's the final series. They'll probably say, oh, final year.
I feel Clay might just be in prison like most of the episode or most of the season.
Next season.
Well, because like the police are coming, right? And he's got like this assault rifle in his
True,
own.
yeah.
Like,
It could be a case like where they're trying to say that he was coming to the school to.
and remember, like, and this is totally gonna bite him in the butt. He went to Bryce's place and like had a gun pointed at Bryce, didn't he? Like,
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he's at the school with the gun and.
doesn't look good.
No.
And who do you think called the police? 100% it's Bryce. 100%.
Yeah,
So-
had to be Bryce. He's the only one that had credit on his phone.
Well,
I'm making it up.
and I think they said too, like, nobody call whatever to
Yeah,
stay
yeah.
away, whatever.
And then they
Like,
hear it in the background. And
well, if Bryce
I think
were that-
Bryce walks off and says something, does he? Or is he even in that scene? Someone says they're going to call the police or something.
I feel like he's just talking to Zach. It's before that even happened. I think he's just talking to Zach, and he's talking
Yeah.
about going to the other school. And it seems like they're building that they're gonna have like a rivalry, like probably a football
Sports
game
and stuff, yeah.
against each other, whatever, baseball, whatever. So
The
I
hut
mean,
made no sense. You're saying that earlier on, like if you watch the series, the hut is so obvious. Like it's like they're standing at first base at one stage and they're spraying stuff, and they just glance to the left, and there's this big hut there, and you're like,
The
how
clubhouse.
Did, no, yeah, the clubhouse. How
Yeah.
did no one see that? Like I know people probably thought, oh, that's just where they store stuff, but you know, if you're in a school, you know everything. There's no kind of hidden buildings or just well, not in my school anyway.
well, it's just alarming, like how many girls, and it seemed like every girl went to the
Exactly,
clubhouse.
Yeah, it's like yeah.
It's bad. It's
Yeah.
really bad that no one knew about this. But I guess the gym teacher kind of knew about it. The coach kind of knew about it.
Yeah.
But all those girls, like
They always portray coaches in that way, don't they? In these programs, that the coach is the bad guy, the kind of
in most stories,
football coach. He's
yeah, in most
the
stories,
jerk who just wants to win at all costs, even at the expense of people's lives.
Well, and in some stories, it's even the coach doing a lot of the sexual assaulting.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who knows if we're going down that road?
Yeah, could be.
But yeah, the counselor's gone now too.
Yeah,
he got
he
fired.
lost his job.
He lost. Well, that was obvious. Like he knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
But now, like, they're just gonna replace him with somebody else. Someone else is gonna come in. They already did with the girl, I think, right? And she
Yeah.
was checking with Tyler and all that.
Yeah.
So
Well, there'll be probably a whole host of new characters. They'll probably go a completely different direction. They'll throw loads of new people in. They'll probably have new people coming into the school. And
well, yeah. Some leave, some go. Like I think it's
Yeah.
that kind of show. But
they found it. They're doing well to actually make a second series of it because it could have easily just been done and wrapped up in one series. But I think they just knew that. I don't know. They probably thought it'd be popular. I'm not sure if the viewing figures were as big for the second series. But anyone I think who watched past episode 1 actually would have enjoyed it because for the first half an hour I was worried. I was like, oh, this might be just a repeat of series 1 flashbacks, and it's going to be like rehashing it, going over the same stuff again and again. But they actually managed to put a whole new spin on it and make it interesting. And I think good characters, I think good background on characters that you actually care for, that you actually look and think, yeah, I want to see him do well. I don't want that bad to happen to him. So you tune in to kind of hopefully see it work out for these people, or people you don't like, you're like, I need to tune in to see
yeah.
if he gets done or whatever, you know.
I felt though they rushed the Bryce, like when he got arrested. And
Very quick. Yeah. It
Yeah.
was 5 minutes or something. It was like 10 minutes he was back out.
Yeah, like
Yeah, they should have maybe done a bit more. I think I did like about the second series as well is they didn't spend too much time in the court. There's nothing worse, I think, than a courtroom drama where they just spend 8-9 episodes of them sitting in court listening to a testimony, and then we find the defendant guilty, and that's the big reveal, and it's over, and it's like, that was a waste of 9 weeks.
right.
Whereas I think like the fact that they went back into the courtroom, 30 seconds showed you the important bits that need to be said, and then back out. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't just all based in a courtroom. Boring. Do you know what I mean? The same stuff of the
Yeah.
lawyer walking up and down going, you need to take this into account, and all these people, like, they need bits of it in there obviously, but I think sometimes they've been overdone. So many movies from the past, you watch 1980s films, they're awful. It's like 2.5, 3 hours, it's the courtroom drama, I cannot stand it. So I thought that's the way it was going to go. When I saw the first episode I thought, oh, this isn't just going to be a courtroom thing where Bryce sits there, tries to act like he didn't do it, and in the end the big reveals he's guilty or innocent or whatever way it goes.
Right.
But it didn't. It was good. It dipped in and out of court, which it needed to.
Yeah.
But it didn't spend too much time there. I thought they'd done very well to do that. Like.
What do you think of like the new Clay and Hannah? Like when Clay was on trial, and he talked about like that night he had with Hannah when they were at that party doing drugs. See, again, like, they kind of threw it off there. Like, you would have thought something like that would have been mentioned in the first season, that she told him, like, she wanted to kill herself back then. But yet...
And he just didn't take it in.
Well, that's it.
I'd say that happens in real life, you see.
Yeah, it does.
That's good, because someone might mention something and you just think it's a flippant remark or throwaway and think, look, it's cool, it's grand, you'd be alright, like, don't worry about it. And it's skimmed over. Whereas I think it kind of just basically, I think, told people to just talk, you know, kind of got people, it kind of is a good message in there just for people just to, like, and talk. Not only, people always say talk if you're feeling bad, but I think the lesson in there was listen as well. If someone's saying it, listen for it, you know, and listen to the words they're saying. That's what I kind of took from it as well.
I like the visuals, how it was kind of like a cartoon almost as well.
Yeah.
I like that, just how it was all put together.
Yeah, it was well. I think it was a well put together program. Like, it was. I think it was good anyway. Like, it was something I did enjoy it. It was one of the series I enjoyed most of last year. There's a few other ones there. The Stranger Things out there as well, but I didn't really warm to that. I didn't like any of the characters. There was no character in it that I thought, I like her or him, or I was just like, I didn't really care what happened to them.
Well, that's a bit more science fiction.
Yeah, I think I'm a bit like Dave, where it needs to be a little bit real. That has to kind of maybe, because that could possibly happen. Whereas Stranger Things, I was like, that could never happen, so it didn't really appeal.
Right.
It needs to have some element of real. I know people say, well, you like WWE, and that's not happening, but it could. The two guys fighting in a kind of way, so it's like it's a possibility of it being real. I think I wouldn't warm to sci-fi really a lot. Like, I wouldn't watch Game of Thrones or anything, because I'm thinking that's never going to happen. Whereas,
well, it used to, right? Apparently.
I suppose, yeah.
We used to have
way
dragons.
Back. Yeah, way back. Although, did we ever have dragons? Maybe not.
We had dinosaurs. They were kind of like dragons, no?
So, maybe. And is the Earth flat? No, we won't go there.
Well, you're AJ now.
Yeah. Does he think of the Earth flat? Does he?
AJ Styles.
Oh, AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep thinking AJ.
He's not here yet. Not yet.
Yeah, he's on the way though.
Yeah, he's on the way.
He's on the way. Muscles Marco, AJ coming over. We have some T-shirts from, so like this. I'm wearing my black belt and touch butt shirt for Conor McGregor. It's a big reveal today.
It's
He's gonna
nice.
fight Khabib. We'll talk more about that in Ringside.
I think he might actually be calling Anthony.
Anthony, is he?
Yeah, he is. I guess we'll cut this episode 3 short.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
or we can take the call to AJ live.
Yeah.
See what he has to say. Yeah, put AJ on.
We'll put AJ on. Fine. Cool. Let's do it.
This is not AJ Styles, but
No. This is
AJ
Anthony
Alessio.
from Ringside Report. I think he's left messages too, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey.
Not much. Where you at? Oh, you're downstairs?
Yeah. Cool. We'll be down now.
Yeah, we'll come right down.
I went to the front desk and asked for Dr. Wally Byrne, and they're like, there's nobody registered.
We registered under the name Anthony D'Alessio. Yeah, AJ. We'll come down and grab you, yeah? 2-1 or 1-2-1-2.
1-2-1-2.
Like check 1-2-1-2.
All right.
Cool.
Bye.
Yeah, we're in room 1-2-1-2, so it's like check 1-2-1-2.
Well, we might have to go down though because of security. We might not let them in, so we.
True. We might just have to cut this short, but look.
Fortunately.
That's it. Yeah, because we've more to talk about. We're going to talk about SummerSlam. My thoughts on SummerSlam.
Oh, we talked about 13 Reasons Why. I'm happy.
That was the 13 Reasons Why episode. Yeah, there you go. So,
we did it.
yeah, that's it. Thoughts on SummerSlam? Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns going to beat the living daylights out of each other, and then Strowman cashes in. That's going to be the big moment of the night. So that sums it up, really, doesn't it?
Well, if we do episode 4, we can go more into it. But yeah, That's all you get for now.
That's all you get for now. Perfect.
Peace.
See you later.